What's up, guys? Matt back again with a different video. I wanted this to kind of be like vlog style. I don't know. And just creating made up Ichiban Kujis. Kind of like if I were in charge of making an Ichiban Kuji, this is what I would do. So I figured we could make this episodic. This is going to be the very first episode. Where each video we'll do 3 different Ichiban Kuji, and I'll try and edit in like some examples as I talk through all of this. And then moving forward, I would love if you guys could go down in the comment section and then create your own Ichiban Kujis, and I'll pick 3 random comments for every video, and then I will make them in the next episode. So sometimes I'll probably throw in my own, but I think it would be a lot of fun for us to kind of just, get involved. I talk to you guys a lot, whether it's on Instagram or here on YouTube. And I feel like, we're really building a pretty cool community here. So I would love for you guys to also start to be included in some way and featured in these videos. So, of course, subscribe, like the video if you enjoy it, and comment down below your Ichiban Kuji ideas. I would love if you gave it a name, if you gave every prize, a letter and then the figure, and if you wanted to give like an explanation and go the extra mile, like I will in this video, that would be cool too. So I figured we could make this kind of like a weekly or a bi-weekly series where we just get together and talk about this stuff. And kind of minimal editing. I'm not really going to do a lot of like hard cuts or anything on myself, just kind of talk. So here are my 3 Ichiban Kujis that I would start out. So the first one is kind of a meme. I know that a lot of times when we see like Ichiban Kuji or figures in general, sorry if you hear background noise, I have messages going off, but a lot of the times when we hear like Ichiban Kuji or we see Dragon Ball figures, we're like, yeah, there's gonna be Goku, right? There's gonna be a lot of Gokus. So I figured, why not make an Ichiban Kuji that is just Gokus? And this Ichiban Kuji, I think, would be called the Dragon Ball Legacy series, where they go through characters and they show different iterations or forms of the characters within a Master League series. So I have my notes here, so if I look down, I'm just looking at my notes. So the first one I think should be obviously Goku, but in his classic pose when he's bent down, when he fights Vegeta, that the pose that we all know Goku is popular for doing. I think that would be great. We don't have a Master League of Goku doing that or from that moment. So I think that would be a really cool way for us to represent Goku in that way, and for us to get a Master League of it. Prize B would be Super Saiyan Goku. I actually just saw that history box Goku that was announced. Not a fan of that line of figures. They're too small, and usually the quality is like not great. But I like that moment from Goku. I like how big his hair was when he went Super Saiyan for the first time, and how jacked he looked. So I would love if they made that the Super Saiyan Goku as a Master League as the prize B for this Ichiban Kuji. So I think that would be a really cool idea. Prize C, I think, should be Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Man, Super Saiyan 2 is just like slept on for figures that aren't Gohan. I mean, yeah, Gohan was the one who like did it against Cell, but like Goku and Vegeta did Super Saiyan 2 when they had their rematch, and it was a big deal, I feel, in the anime. It's my favorite fight, so I would love to see Super Saiyan 2 Goku, maybe when he first transforms, kind of like my God Goku there. He's kind of in that pose when he first does it, and he has his halo, so they could stick a halo on the figure. He's got like minimal battle damage on his clothes too from fighting Yakon, so just a really cool idea. We need more Super Saiyan 2 Goku figures out there. Of course, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, my favorite form. When he first fights Majin Buu, I know we already have a Master League Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Omnibus, but I think this one should be the one when he fights Buu instead of when he fights Kid Buu, Fat Buu, I mean. So he still has his halo, he's still dead, and he's kind of like very, very, like the one that I have, he's got his like arm out and his other arm down, whereas when he does it against Fat Buu, he's just kind of like floating there. All these messages, oh my god. He's kind of just floating there, and so let me just put this on silent. But yeah, he's kind of floating there. He I think it would just kind of be different, and they could make it look a little bit different. You would have the halo, just like the Grandista Goku. So I don't know. I think it would be a cool idea. I like Super Saiyan 3, so I wouldn't complain if we got another one for Goku. Prize E, Super Saiyan God Goku. Can you believe we don't have a Master Lees of Super Saiyan God Goku? Like, what's up with that? Like, Super Saiyan God is up there, probably in my top 3 for favorite forms. But, I mean, like, what's the deal? I want a Master Lees of it. Vegeta got one, so give Goku one. Maybe when he first fights Beerus, there's a lot of moments from that we could pick. If you want to just go, like, the most iconic looking one, you could do when he first becomes a Super Saiyan God, and he's kind of like, the aura has lifted and he's starting to float down, and you know, it's kind of just showing off the form in all of its glory. So I think that would be great. Give us a Master Lees God Goku for Prize E. Prize F, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku, but I want the moment he goes Blue Kaioken against Hit, because we don't have enough Goku in the Whis-Gi. I want it as a Master Lees, which we also don't have, and that moment is just so freaking awesome. And we don't have a Kaioken Goku figure as a Master Lees at all. So, hey man, like, Toei was shooting that stuff at us all the time, so why can't we see it as a Master Lees? Just would love to see that on a figure. Prize G, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. I don't think they would do the Omen form. I think they would probably go with Mastered, especially because we're seeing that more in the manga. So, I think that's just kind of the form that they're pushing more often. But Mastered Ultra Instinct, I think, would be cool. It could be when he first transforms against Jiren, or they could pick something maybe a little bit more dynamic. Who knows? I love Ultra Instinct. It's also probably in my top 3 for forms. But hey, like, give us more. Now here's where I think it would get really cool. I think the last one prize should be the character in an outfit or a uniform that's kind of out of the ordinary or underrepresented. So for Goku, I think it should be him in Saiyan armor from the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. They can have him in base, or they can have him as a Super Saiyan. I don't care. I think either one would be pretty awesome. They could use the panel when he first walks out of the Hyperbolic Time Chamber with Gohan. I just think that would be super, super dope. And, you know, I think a lot of people love seeing, like, Goku and Gohan in Saiyan armor, because it's so unique, and it's pretty cool to see them dressed that way. So yeah, man, like, give that as a figure, as a Master Lees figure. I would love it. All right, so that's it for that Ichiban Kuji. Sorry for all the Gokus. But let's move on to the next one. So I know we just got the new History of Film Ichiban Kuji announced not that long ago. It seems like you guys really are excited about that based off of the viewership of the video that I talked about it in, and just the feedback that I've gotten overall. But I think they would probably do it again, maybe once or twice annually, because there's so many movie characters that they haven't really represented. So here's my idea for the third one, if they were to do another one next year around fall, or I think it's technically summer. It's like summer, fall. But I would call it Archives of the Film. So we've had Back to the Film, History of the Film, and now it's Archives of the Film, because it's kind of like it's like looking back. It's like a retroactive look at Dragon Ball Z movies. So Prize A should be Tapion. Tapion is, I think, pretty iconic. I think he's a fan favorite. He's kind of he has that, like, Trunks vibe to him, Future Trunks vibe. He's the one that gives Future Trunks his sword. It's not canon, but, you know, I think a lot of people really just enjoy that connection and his relationship with Trunks. Though he's not, like, the most powerful warrior in the world, he is a well-designed character. He has a lot of, not Dragon Quest, he has a lot of Chrono Trigger vibes. If anybody's ever played Chrono Trigger, let me know in the comments. But he gives me, like, Chrono Trigger vibes, which are characters designed by Toriyama. And I think it just would be cool to get him. I don't think there's ever been a Tapion figure, so would love to get that. Prize B should be Kid Trunks from the same movie. Kid Trunks, hey, we got Goten in this upcoming Kuji. We should also get Trunks as a Master Lees figure, Kid Trunks. I don't think, again, that's another one that I don't think there's, like, any figures of. And people love Trunks. I know they prefer future Trunks over kid Trunks. But hey man, I'm a completionist. I want to see every single character in Dragon Ball made as a high quality figure that's worth collecting. So Trunks deserves to also have a little bit of attention. All right, Prize C. I think they would maybe keep pushing the Dragon Ball superhero movie. Usually when these movies come out, or arcs, Toei Animation and Ban Presto seem to make a lot of like figures from that release or something, just to keep pushing it and keep making money off of the marketing and merch. So I think Gamma 1 and 2 as a pair should come in this Kuji. Kind of harking off of, you know, Cooler also coming as a pair. We had Broly coming as a pair in the first Back to the Film. So they should also make a Prize C where one is Gamma 1 and the other one is Gamma 2. I haven't seen the movie, so I mean, they can maybe do something based off of that pose where like one of them's leaning on the other or something. I think that would be kind of neat. I think that's a really nice shot from the trailers that we've seen. And I think Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 could be very interesting characters for Dragon Ball. So that would be my Prize C. Prize D is another android. It's Super Android 13 from the Dragon Ball Z movie, Super Android 13. But yeah, man, I mean, Android 13 is like one of those, I feel like a lot of people just forget about the Android 13. But that movie is so cool because Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks are like working together to fight these androids, and then they fuse and Goku gets punched in the balls. But Super Android 13 is a really interesting design for an android. He looks very different to everybody else. And just the concept of, you know, my trucker hat, him fusing with two other androids makes him, you know, look that way. So I think Super Android 13 would make for a great figure. And again, it's another one that we do not have any figures of. So that would be Prize D. Prize E is BoJack, another one we have no figures of. A movie that, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the BoJack movie. I think it's kind of boring. I think the designs of some of the characters in that movie is probably its best, the best thing that it has going for it. Like Gohan in Goku's gi looks super cool. Trunks, it looks really well designed in that movie. But I think like BoJack and his villains are very underwhelming, though it's just nice to get that representation, you know? Plus, if they want to like be on this Gohan train for the next year or two, it would be great to have one of the movie villains that Gohan has faced, just like Broly in this new film Kuji for this year. So I think it would be great to have BoJack, probably, you know, Super BoJack. That would be super cool. Prize F, Lord Slug. Let's get Lord Slug in there. That's another one we don't have any figures of. You know, kind of goes off of the same idea that, you know, we're getting Gohan figures, we're getting Piccolo figures and stuff because they're the two main characters of the new movie. So, hey, why don't we get another Namekian in there, Lord Slug? Lord Slug, I think, would be super cool. I would prefer it, actually, if they made the figure when he still has his cap on, rather than when he takes it off. Though I doubt that they would keep it that way. I'm pretty sure if they were to make a figure like that, they would take it off and they'd maybe make it a Master Release Extra. Because he can, you know, turn into a giant Namek in the movie. But man, that's a movie I haven't seen in a long time. I should watch that again sometime. But yeah, Lord Slug I think would be super cool. Prize G would be Bardock. Bardock does not have a Master Release, believe it or not. And Bardock is getting some development and representation in the manga right now. So I think that would be super cool to see Bardock again. Personally, I like his design in Dragon Ball Super with the outer pads on his arm or his shoulders. I would love to see that. You know, that could be like a Dragon Ball Super Broly represented figure. So if they could possibly do a Bardock from Dragon Ball Minus / Dragon Ball Super Broly, I think that would be super cool. And then the last one, Prize. This is a... I think this movie is probably the least favorite out of all Dragon Ball Z movies, and with me saying that, you can probably guess what movie I'm about to say. Bio Broly. I think Bio Broly should be the last one Prize. Make him like a giant figure, and just disgusting. I mean, these last one prizes for these film Kujis have been Broly figures, and I think they're all ugly, so why not pick the ugliest Broly and go that realistic look for him. I think it would work really well, actually, with the design philosophy that they've been having for these figures. So Bio Broly would be my last one prize pick for that. All right, one more Kuji, and this is my biased one. I'm very biased with the Buu saga. I know a lot of people, you know, they don't like the Buu saga, or they're very mixed on the Buu saga, and I know it has its problems. I know exactly what the problems are, but I still love it. It gave me my favorite form. It introduced fusion. I think Buu was just an interesting villain. It has my favorite fight in it between Goku and Vegeta. Gohan, goes Ultimate Gohan, which is freaking awesome. Just a lot of cool stuff in the Buu saga. So I think we would get Dragon Ball EX, Majin Buu's Absorption. So this would go off the EX series like World Tournament Super Battle, Mystical Adventure, Warriors Who Protect the Earth. Those figures that seem very manga focused and represent those extremely well. So this would be a Kuji going through many different forms of Majin Buu. So this is actually going to be similar to the other EX Kuji coming out this year with the androids. I think it's called Fear of the Androids. So it's an all androids Kuji. If we can get an all androids Kuji, we can definitely get an all Majin Buu Kuji, starting with Prize A, Majin Buu, Fat Buu, Mr. Buu, whatever you want to call him. Man, I would love to see Mr. Buu. Again, I don't have a Mr. Buu figure. I don't think there's any like really good Majin Buu figures out there that kind of fall within the figures that I like. So seeing Fat Buu as a figure would be super duper cool, man. I would love to see that. I mean, you can pick a plethora of different moments that Majin Buu is in the series that I would be happy with. Prize B, Evil Buu. I think Evil Buu would be a no-brainer. I would love to see it, him in the pose after he eats Fat Buu, and he's like, the smoke is coming out of his head, and he's like bent over and laughing. I think that would be a super sinister figure. It would look super cool. And Evil Buu is again another figure that I don't think we have like any of. Prize C, Super Buu. We don't have a mass release of Super Buu. As you can see, there's a pattern here. Like there's no figure of this, so I would love to see it as one. Super Buu would be awesome. I mean, if you want to do the simple when he's got his head like bent to the side, super iconic moment for him. Or you can do the moment when he lifts his arm up to exterminate everybody on Earth. Both would be super duper cool. Now let's move on to more Super Buu versions, actually. So Prize D, I think, should be Buu Tanks. Buu with Gotenks and Piccolo absorbed. That would be a great figure. There's a lot of like poses where he's like, has his arms crossed or something. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff that you could do with Super Buu with Gotenks absorbed. I would just love to see him. As well as Prize E, which is Super Buu with Gohan absorbed. I think that would be awesome. Just seeing the most powerful Majin Buu. Don't at me in the comments. He is the most powerful Majin Buu. Just do the math. But I love him. He's my favorite version of Majin Buu. He has so many techniques in his disposal, and it took Vegito to defeat him. So seeing him would be super awesome. And then finally, the last one prize. I think they could go a very cool, unique route. Even though this isn't in the manga, and usually the EX figures follow the manga, since we already have Kid Buu as a master release, if they threw us a bone and did Majin Buu as I think the official name is Super Good Buu, when he started training for the Tournament of Power and he got ripped, so he was basically Super Buu, but if like Fat Buu was like Super Buu. Yeah, I have a picture up here, so you'll know what I'm talking about. But what if we got a figure of that, man? Like as the last one prize. I think that would be super awesome. Just seeing Majin Buu all ripped up and powerful. It was short-lived for us fans, but I think it's super cool, and I think that would be an awesome representation of Majin Buu for this Kuji. Okay, but that's it. Those are my three Kujis that I made up. These aren't real. They're made up. I mean, if you're watching this video one day and they actually make Kujis like this, this was made in the past. So would love to see these band presto. If you're watching, I don't think you are, but if you're watching, I would love to see figures or Kuji like this. That would be a dream come true and make me so excited to talk about them on the channel. But thanks again for watching, guys. Please let me know your ideas for Ichiban Kuji in the comments, and I'll post them up in the next video, either next week or the week after. And you know, we'll keep it rolling. Let me know what you think about this series, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Later.